something that we all are excited about, and that is the Akai Professional Force Standalone Sampler. Am I excited? Of course I am. You guys know I am an Akai connoisseur. This is what I do, and this is what I love. Excuse me. Akai is a lifestyle. It's kind of like Nikes, and things like that. But check this machine out, man. It's like Nike Polo. Something you got to have. You don't have to have it, but you can't live without it kind of thing. Anyway, I kind of love this because it reminds me of the Push and Ableton Push. And, it looks cool, man. Of course, it's going to take up a lot of room. But this machine is a powerful piece of machine. And I think we can't just focus on the fact that they have the fader here. And that's kind of cool for DJs. If you're mixing one song into the other, or you're doing some cool effect stuff as far as live DJing, I'm sure DJs will just fall in love with this. But do not get it twisted. This machine is a powerful machine. It's definitely going to be another revolutionary machine that Akai has brought to the table. Shall I say this? The king is back. The king is back. I'll say that because that's exactly how I feel. Akai has done it again with the Akai Force. And what I do like is the fact that these pads, man, you can spread all of your drum samples out and hear them all at once instead of having to flip to. Now, I love my live, but this and the live together could work pretty cool. But the cool part about this is when you load all your samples, everything is spread out. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to access them. You don't have to flip to another bank. You can actually have all of those sounds sitting amongst you, in front of you, okay? That's dope. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's get to some of the specs. Like I said, I'm pretty excited. I've already got mine ordered, and it'll be on the way, you know what I mean? So you have over 10 gigabytes of sounds included. Of course, you said you can record your own samples directly or load them in. That's standard with Akai, Nothing really different with that as far as I'm concerned. The standalone the biggest thing that it seems like they're pushing with this is the standalone sampler sequencer with Ableton Link compatibility. And I think they're focusing on that because of a lot of the people that are using Ableton and the DJs that are using it, trying to really target that Ableton market for some reason with the DJs. Maybe possibly. See, Akai is smart. You got to understand. They have that smaller unit that works now. It's like how can I say? It's like a USB unit that you connect to FL Studios in order to be able to actually play the pads and have that Akai feel. See, this is my prediction. Akai, they're going outside the box to bring people back into their box. So they're creating these machines that are outside of their typical Akai market, but third party, DAW and software companies can utilize it with their DAWs. Like I said, FL Studios, and they have the USB drum machine where you can connect it to FL Studios, and people that use FL Studios can have the Akai experience. That's excellent. Akai is sharp at knowing how to target the market and bring consumers into using an Akai MPC at its fullest level. And what a great way to do it, by creating other machines that work with other DAWs to give people that experience of having their hands on the pads and sequencing and being a part of the historical element of creating a track or a beat from the physical element by touching those pads. And they've done it with the latest releases of the things that they have put out, including, this the Force, which is going to take the industry, the tech industry by storm. 8x8 velocity sensitive pads. Any Akai user, you're familiar with that already because of the Live, and the X has those same similar features, or they do have those features. Cue mixing and DJing capabilities offer big performance potential. Now, what I do like about the cue mixing is if I'm doing my live show and I want to use both my Akais to create my show, I can then connect my force that I'm getting that will be coming in my Akai MPC X, connect that, and I could possibly connect the live. I have to try that together. And now I have my whole show without having to have my band all the time if I don't want to. And you could do some real creative stuff when you connect these machines, especially with the cue mixing and the DJing capabilities. As a musician, being able to integrate that within your show or your live system is just so dope, man. Let's see. We know that it has comprehensive sampling capabilities with real-time stretching and pitch shifting. I'm sorry. We already know that. So it's like, rebranding that into your head. That's been there. The things that are new, 4 built-in synth engines created by Era Music Technology. I love Era Music Technology. I love everything, their product and everything they put out. I think they do a great job with their effects, their reverbs. I use them all the time on my records. Onboard arpeggiator. That's pretty dope. Note modes gives access to intelligent chord progressions and scale options. I think they're expanding more on the intelligent chord progressions, area, which is cool for creators and people that are non-creators that don't know how to play chords, things like that. These will be some good areas of usage for those that don't understand chord structure or keys and things like that. You have that. You can take that and run with it, and hey, you don't have to play the chords. You can just go in there and set it up on chord progressions, and it'll play the chords for you. And there you go. You got it. Key group tracks allow you to load multiple sampled instruments or create your own from your hardware synths. That's dope. But I've kind of already done that I've been able to do that on the X. I don't know if many of you that are listening to this have tried it, but I've done it. It's worked for me. So them saying that doesn't feel to be too much as to an addition to what they've added, because I've been able to do that. Load multi-sampled instruments or create your own from your hardware synths. Well, we've been doing that. As a matter of fact, guess what? Back in the 80s, I used to create key group tracks on the MPC 60 and the MPC 2000. Honestly, so if you think about it, Akai has had this technology for a long time. And I used to make my own hardware synths from the 2000 and the 2000 XL. I've been doing that for years. So some of this stuff that Akai is doing, it just shows you how they were ahead of the game even years and years ago. They were ahead of the game, you guys. For those that don't know, Akai's been ahead of the game a long time. Save your projects as Ableton Live sets for further production in Ableton. Ableton lovers, you guys, I'm sure you're going to be in love with that. What I'd like to see them do, Akai, if you're listening, which I know you will be, is what I'll do is I create my track in the Akai MPC, and then I'll pull up the Akai DAW, because a lot of times I don't want to go outside of my Akai DAW. I want to create the track inside of Akai, and I want it to continue to finish the production inside of the Akai DAW with vocals. And with the album that I have out now, it's called Stone Paxton, In the Key of Love. If you go listen to that record, I created 90% of those tracks were created in the Akai MPC. Okay? The Akai MPC. The only tracks that weren't, I had Cambodian Mystique, a.k.a. Sophia Psoon is her name. She produced a track on my album, Sophia Psoon, a.k.a. Sophia Psoon, a.k.a. Cambodian Mystique. You look her up, you guys. Cambodian Mystique is her artist name. If you look her up on iTunes, she produces a lot of instrumentals. And she did a track on the album. And then another producer that's under my production company, J2. And the rest of the album, I did myself. J2 did some tracks on the album. Cambodian Mystique did some tracks on the album. So I take these tracks. I'll cut vocals inside the DAW. Now, what I've noticed that Akai has done with the Force is they're really focusing, too, on being able to do more mixing inside of the Akai Force, and they've added these cool new features that allow you. It has more effects and more reverbs, and gives you just that the element of being able to feel like you have some cool waves plugins to where you can really get in, and that's in standalone mode. So now you can sit and mix more in standalone mode. Now I've been mixing in standalone mode since I've had the live in the Akai MPCX. Okay, so it can be done. Anyway, check out my album Stone Paxton in the Key of Love on iTunes. All those tracks were produced in the Akai MPC and mixed. Half of the album was mixed in the Akai MPC DAW and PreSonus. And I dare you to tell me which one is what and what songs I mixed in what DAW, because you can't tell. Just high quality, super duper quality level sound. Akai has their DAW. I compare it to anything that's out there. I encourage you to definitely start trying to cut records in the DAW. It's awesome. It's a cool DAW, and it gets the job done, you guys. Okay, like I said, deep mixing capabilities, including internal auxiliary sends, master bus processing, and more. Akai had to go this direction. You don't see many people recording with the DAW. Like I said, I do. But they had to really focus on that area. In order to take this DAW to the next level, you have to focus on the capabilities of mixing. The deep capabilities, as they say. You have to do that. So they had no choice, you guys. They had to go this direction. Master bus processing and more. That's excellent, man. So this update that's coming in February for Akai, we should have a lot of happy faces. This is going to be great, you guys. 10 gigabytes of Force sounds. I like how they call it Force sounds. 248 kits, 2,500 loops. Man, this is great, man. 500 patterns. That's beautiful. And 16 demo projects for those that like to sit there and listen to the demo projects. Audio, MIDI, CVC sequencing. Let me see. Force loop. Let me see. Force looper, import stems, loops, and one shots. Okay, we already know that. Analog, 2 analog, XLR, mic line, instrument inputs, analog outputs. You got 2 TRS master, quarter-inch master outputs, and you got a headphone input, and of course you got the 3 MIDI in. You got MIDI in and out and through the MIDI I/O. And of course, the standard CV gate that's on the live and that's on the X, 4 times the CV gate output, and Ethernet link, 2 times the USB output. So you got the 2 USB outputs as well as the regular connection that you connect to your computer to connect to the DAW. Okay. Once again, Ableton Link capability. We all know that they're really pushing this Ableton Link thing. So I know that this was to target the Ableton users. Okay, so check this out, man. Check this out. So, I mean, it's the standard where we're at with the live. It really just looks like a live, a combination of the live and the X together. You see your microphone inputs here. You got microphone input 1, microphone input 2. And then you have your master left and right. Oh, I tell you, I'm tongue twisted today, you guys. The master output left and right. Then you have additional outputs here. You have your CV gates here. You have CV gate. You got the 1, 2, 3, and 4 CV gate. And you have your MIDI in and out and through. Now, this is not your standard, MIDI in and out, like for those that know what MIDI in and out looks like. But what they do, Akai have they have these adapters that you connect, and it's like a little small quarter-inch, not quarter-inch, but like I think it's like a 2.5 like adapter or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys understand what I'm saying. It's a smaller adapter, and that adapter turns into at the other end of that they have the MIDI piece that actually connects to the normal MIDI connection that will connect to those smaller MIDI input, output, and through. So don't be confused by that, okay? There's your gain right there. And really, they usually include those jacks, okay, so don't sweat it. You got the choice of choosing line input. So that's when you're switching. If you plug a guitar in, you want to play guitar, then you would switch that to instrument. Other than that, anything else, you would switch it to line, which would be like your mic. You plug in your microphone into it and things like that. Okay. Mic 1, mic 2, and both of them have the gain. I'm sorry. Control your input volumes, how much you want to get in as far as your instrument or your microphone coming in on the preamp level, preamp side in the level. Here's your link here. I think this is the Ableton link to connect to Ableton. And you have the USB, the main USB to connect to your Akai to the Akai DAW. And then you have your standard USB for, saving to a hard drive or a thumbnail drive. And this machine is awesome, you guys. I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to getting mine. Looking forward to making a lot of records on this machine. And if you're looking to get it, definitely feel free to contact my friend over at Sweetwater. His name is Nicholas Weaver. Contact Nicholas Weaver and tell him Stone Paxton sent you guys. Thank you for stopping by. My thoughts of the Akai Force is, it's dope, man. It's a machine that's going to change the game once again. Akai, the champ, is here. Akai is doing it again. This machine will change the way music is thought of making. It's thought of as how we make it, It's going to change people's thoughts about making music. It opens up the door to a billion possibilities in the future of music. Akai, congratulations. You've done it again. I'm looking forward to getting my machine. I cannot wait. And I will be doing a tutorial on the machine when I get it in my hands. You guys, you know how I do, my 11-minute beat, my 5-minute beat. And I will freestyle this machine, and I will do some real cool things with this. I'm looking forward to creating some extraordinary records with having this and linking this up to my Akai MPC X and or live. And man, I'm just excited. Tell me what you think. Leave some comments at the bottom of the screen. Let me know your thoughts. As far as my thoughts, I'm pumped up, man. Akai does it again. Like I said, I'm excited about it. This is a must-have for me. And the price point, $14.99. For those of you that might complain about that, just remember, I come from a time where we paid $2,200-$2,500 for an Akai MPC. And it's either you got it or you didn't. So for the serious producers, composers, musicians, get this. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. But serious producers, composers, musicians, and DJs, this is a must-have. Do not sleep on it. Akai has done it again. Akai Force Professional. Leave your comments at the bottom of my page, please. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share this. Thank you to all of those that always keep me in your loop, in your weekly loop, and checking out my channel. I appreciate you very much. Check out my new album, all produced on the Akai MPC X, Stone Paxton. It's under my name, Stone Paxton. The album is entitled In the Key of Love on iTunes. Can't miss it. Stone Paxton University. Thank you, guys. I'm out of here. Akai Force. Take care. Ciao.